Now let's go to Victoria Coates. She's the Heritage Foundation National Security Vice President and former Deputy National Security Advisor. Victoria, thank you so much for joining us. We're seeing this play out in real time. It was anticipated that Israel was going to retaliate and respond to Iran. But based on what we're seeing here in real time, there's lots more to learn. What's your reaction to what's happening?
Well, good to be with you, Jason. And yeah, I mean, this came as something of a surprise to a lot of us because Israel had, I think, quite masterfully signaled that after the U.S. intelligence leak over the weekend, they were going to need more time to prepare. A lot of folks were hearing November 1st as a potential strike time. But to go ahead and hit Iran tonight shows them that they have to be ready 24/7. I think, this will be a more forceful strike than the one, as Trey just reported, that followed the April 13th, 14th Iranian attack on Israel. They could strike potentially military targets. But the question is if they hit anything that's sensitive in terms of their nuclear program. And, they've said very clearly they're not going to strike the oil installations. That apparently is at the direct request of the Biden administration that doesn't want a crisis in international energy markets. But we're going to have to wait and see just what they did hit and how badly they've disabled Iranian infrastructure.
Yeah, we're being told that the White House is called a lid for the night, meaning that the White House is not anticipated to issue any other statements at this point. It is in the middle of the night. It's nearly 3:30 in the morning there in Tehran. The precision, I think, of what the Israelis are doing here, they're certainly going to great lengths to say, hey, this is a retaliatory. We're trying to degrade your opportunity to hit back at us. But we're not trying to escalate it. Is that the right messaging? Do you think that's permeating? And what effect does that have on the psychology of war?
That, of course, is the desired effect. And, Trey used the word deterrence repeatedly. That's what the Israelis want, and that's what any American wants. We want the Iranians to stop this 7-front war, to stop all of these attacks from all around Israel that are also attacks on America. They don't ask for anyone's passport when they attack, young people at a music festival on October 7th. They just want to kill. And when Americans fall afoul of that, that's just fine with them. So what we need is the Iranians to get back in their box and stop this and not feel emboldened that they can direct 180 ballistic missiles at Israel. And the other problem with those missiles coming at Israel, Jason, is that the missiles themselves cost between maybe $500,000 and $700,000. The interceptors range from $2 million to $12 million, depending on the system. The THAAD, which we were just discussing, being the most expensive of all. So, the Iranians, when they do that, score a monetary victory over us. We need them to stop it. We need to harbor those resources. And hopefully what Israel did tonight achieved that.
Yeah, there's no indication based on the reporting that we've heard so far that the Iranians have responded in kind, that they are firing upon Israel in response to this attack that's happening. But again, that may be premature. This is playing out in real time. We're just hearing and seeing the reports based on what's happening. We do also have this IDF statement that came out that was very strong, I thought, very much on point. You heard what the IDF said. What's your reaction to what their statement was?
Oh, no, they're 100% correct. This is entirely within Israel's purview to do this. Iran needs to be on notice that their actions will have retaliation, and that this is not, it is indeed about the October 1st ballistic missile attack, but it's about all the other attacks that are taking place on Israel. Yes, sir.
So, sorry to interrupt you, Victoria. Mm-hmm. We actually have the sound of the IDF spokesperson. Let's play that and then get your reaction to it.
In response to months of continuous attacks from the regime in Iran against the state of Israel, right now, the Israel Defense Forces is conducting precise strikes on military targets in Iran. The regime in Iran and its proxies in the region have been relentlessly attacking Israel since October 7th on 7 fronts, including...
Victoria, We got a lot of guests we're going to try to get in here.